So we'll discuss the questions from control and coordination. The first one, which of the following is a plant hormone? So what are plant hormones? Let's discuss. Auxin, gibberellin, cytokinin, abscisic acid and ethylene. To find any acid hormones here, insulin is an animal hormone, thyroxine also animal hormone, estrogen sex hormone, cytokinin the right answer. Auxin, gibberellin, cytokinin, abscisic acid and ethylene. So cytokinin is there, so that's the right answer. The gap between the two neurons is called, question number 2, the gap between two neurons. The two neuron gaps, let's see. The end of one neuron is axon end or axon knobs, and here another dendrite will begin. This is the link between the end of one neurons and beginning of another neurons. This is the dendrite beginning, this is the end of axon. Okay. So there is a gap between them. This release neurotransmitters to this one, and the neurotransmitters are acetylcholine. And now the dendrite receiving part receive neurotransmitters and transmit the impulse downward. So the gap is called synapse. And then sir, synapse is the right answer, B. Next, question number 3. The brain is responsible for thinking, regulating the heartbeats, balancing the body. Everything is being controlled by your brain. Brain having 3 parts: frontal, parietal, temporal, occipital. This is a part of cranium, the upper brain, midbrain and hindbrain. So basically, brain is divided into 3 parts: forebrain, midbrain, hindbrain. Forebrain contain cerebrum and diencephalon. Hindbrain, cerebellum, pons varoli, medulla oblongata. Midbrain contains the ventricles. So all the activities in our body is being controlled by this brain. Then question number 4. What are the functions of receptor in our body? Think of situation where receptors don't work properly. What problems are like to arise? So let's discuss in briefly. Question 3. What exactly receptors and where it present? See, brain is the control organ. Brain is not moving in our body exactly. It remains in a specific position. It's a control room. So the information goes to brain, then brain takes on action. The information goes to brain by the sensory knobs, and the action taken by the brain send impulse through motor knobs. Now question arises, where sensory knobs originate? And these are from receptors. So receptor receive external stimuli, sent to brain through sensory nerves, brain take action, send the impulse through motor nerves to the effectors. So these are the basic mechanism of impulse transmission. So now a question arises, how receptors are designed? Receptors is simple, a cell or tissue level structures. There are different receptors for different activities. The receptors of hot to receive hotness or coldness present in skin, that is called thermoreceptors. The receptors to receive smell is called olfactoreceptors. The receptors present in tongue is called tangoreceptors. So that is called gustatorreceptors. So these are different types of receptors present in our body to receive different stimuli. So receptors present in blood vessels to control osmoregulation is osmotic receptors. So these are the different receptors to receive different stimuli in different sources, and that transmit to brain. Then brain take action by the help of brain transport message by the help of motor neurons to the effectors. Now effectors show its actions. Take an example. If some unconsciously some hot things touch your body, you just remove it like this. So that's a reflex action mechanism. So here the receptor is thermoreceptors present in skin that receive the stimuli, external stimuli sent to brain. Brain thinks here something wrong with skin, that skin tissue might be dead. So it provides stimuli, provide information to the effector muscles as quick as you remove your hand, otherwise that will burn, and that provide information to the muscle contract and your hand will goes out. So that is the process of entire coordinations of brain with the receptors and effector muscles. Well, including this. Next question we will discuss, draw the structures of neuron and explain its functions. So what exactly neuron? Neuron. Question number 5. It is a very interesting question. Question 5. Neuron. So you know the longest cell in our body is neuron. Our nervous system, neuron is the unit of nervous tissue. Neuron look like a tree. So every cell contains nucleus, cytoplasm, cell membrane. Here the cell contains nucleus, contains cytoplasm, but the cytoplasmic outgrowth is something in different orders to make it branch form. So these are the cytoplasmic part. Well, the cytoplasm contains some protein crystals, is called Nissl granules in it. Some granules, some solid crystals in it, that is called Nissl granules, that is the protein accumulations part. Apart from that, it contains all cell organelles except centrosome. No centrosome will be here. No centrosome. So that's why neurons unable to divide. No cell division takes place because of lack of centrosome. So these are the upper arms are called dendrites. So dendrites is the cytoplasmic outgrowth at the upper portions, and it make a long tubular downgrowth that is called axon. Axon here the end in the form of, this is called axon end. Axon end to form a ball with its end which attached with another dendrite here, and this is your link between the end of axon and the beginning of another dendrite to form synapse. Well, in some case the neurons attach with some muscles which provide information to the muscles, and that link is called neuromuscular junctions. This is your neuromuscular junction. One more thing, some of the neurons having a coat over it, and that is called myelin sheath. And some neurons are not having myelin sheath, that is called non-myelinated neurons, and who are having myelin sheath, these are called myelinated neurons. So this is about the neurons and its anatomical part. Next we will discuss how does phototropism occurs in plants. Let's see phototropism. There are different types of tropic movements. These are phototropism, hydrotropism, thigmotropism. Many tropic movements takes place, and all the tropic movement takes place by the help of enzyme auxin. Let's see phototropism. So it is the light sources, and it's a plant. After some days you will see the plant will bend towards light. The question arises, why and how? Let's see. The growth of the plant tips is due to auxin, the hormone auxin. And one more thing, auxin will secreted in plants, and that always remain the back side of the light. It goes direct to the sunlight. If this secrete oxygen goes and deposit in this side. So this side having no oxygen because that main direct sunlight will fall over here. So oxygen goes to its shadow part. If oxygen will be here, the cell division more here. If cell division will be more, it will grow faster than this part. It will grow faster means automatically that make a longer one. Net this is 10 centimeter, this was 10 centimeters. Now it become 15 centimeters, it remain 10. 15 means this is 15 and this is 10. 10, 15. Got the logic? So this portion will grow, that's why it make it bend. So that is the logic of phototropic events. And phototropism occurs due to the action of oxygen. And this is the mechanism, the oxygen goes to the shadow parts and make it more proliferate more cells here and make it cell division fastest to make bend towards the light. Next questions we'll discuss. Which signals will get disrupted in case of spinal cord injury? What happened? There are two systems in our body control our entire voluntary and involuntary actions. One is brain and there is spinal cord. See, the brain and spinal cord release nerves, 12 pairs of nerves is called cranial nerves, and here the 31 pairs is called spinal nerves. So, what does exactly question? Which signals will be get disrupted? The spinal signal, the spinal cord signals, they release the signals to our body, both autonomic as well as voluntary nervous system. Both will be disturbed. Peripheral nervous system, PNS. It contains ANS, autonomic nervous system, and voluntary nervous system. Both will be disturbed due to spinal injury. So all the nervous system, nerves released from the spinal cords being disrupted, that disturbs the peripheral nervous system like autonomic nervous system and as well as voluntary nervous system. Everything is being disturbed. That's the logic of spinal cord injury. Next, how does chemical coordination occur in plants? It's very interesting questions. Question number 8. Question number 8. How does chemical coordination occur in plants exactly? Okay. In human being, it contains both nervous system and hormonal system, but plant contain only hormonal system. All the activities of the plant being controlled by its hormonal actions. So, coordination in plants is being controlled by different hormones like auxin, gibberellin, cytokinin, abscisic acid, and ethylene. See, these three showing positive effect and this one is the negative effect. It's opposite action. To maintain all the activities, like if it enhance cell division, it reduce cell division, so it make it balance. And this is your fruit ripening hormones. Okay. So these three hormones showing positive effect, whereas this one the negative effects. So in this process the entire plant physiology, plant system is being controlled. Some showing positive actions, another hormones control it, are showing negative effect. By the result, all the mechanisms being controlled, all the mechanism is moving in a control process. Now question number 9. What is the need for a system of control and coordination in an organism? Question number 9. Why control and coordination is necessary? So what is control exactly? Take an example, blood pressure. The range is 80 to 120. If high is more than 120 systolic pressures, that is called hypertension. Less than 80, hypertension. So there is a certain fixed or control measures of blood pressure in our body, and that should be controlled by both nervous system and hormonal system. Both will monitors or both will control it, right? That's why control coordination is very necessary in our body. If something will hyper, if more, that hamper our body's physiological system, that is being hypo system means it will be less that also make our disease. You see the glucose level in our body, if more than that is certain level called hypoglucose, less than hypoglucose. So if increase more than a level, that causes diabetes mellitus. Okay, so everything should be in controlled way, and that control is being done by not one specific organ or specific system, both are controlled and coordinated. What is the meaning of coordinations? Control part is the one, next coordinations. So you see all the systems are linked. Excretion, we have discussed. Circulatory system control, circulatory system maintain digestive, respiration, excretion. In digestive system, the nutrients come to the blood and it reaches the cell it being nutrients being absorbed, nutrients being assimilated by the help of oxygen and release waste materials. It goes out through one second blood. So all the systems are being related. All the systems, if one of the system will not work properly, other system will hamper. It should be coordinated. The coordination being done by nervous system. Control and coordinations are very vital things in a higher organism. If one of the system is not coordinated to other one, entire physiological system will be disturbed. So that is the main consequence of control and coordinations. Next, how are involuntary actions and reflexes are different from each others? What is exactly involuntary action? Something occurs without our own will. Let heartbeat, we can control it. Respiration centers, excretion, that's beyond our will. But reflex action, it's automatic process, but that takes place in voluntary part. Voluntary parts it takes place automatic, like movement of hand. Voluntarily you can move it, and involuntarily in reflex you can move it like this. So the logic is reflex action takes place where voluntary action can take place. That voluntary or involuntary. So reflex action is an involuntary mechanism practically to save our organism, but that the source is voluntary part, right? But involuntary part where no reflex action will be there, no voluntary movement will be there. That's the logics. Next, compare and construct the nervous hormonal mechanism for control and coordination in animals that we have discussed briefly. Control and coordinations both are related. The control system is due to the better coordination. If heart is being, heartbeat is 72 beats per minute, and that's a control, not more than that, not less than, and is being coordinated by nervous system and somehow coordinated by most of the neurotransmitters, SA node, AV node, Purkinje bundle of fish and Purkinje. This is a proper mechanism, proper coordination, then heart will contract. The impulse start from nervous system to SA node, AV node, then bundle of fish, then Purkinje fibers. It's a proper coordination system. And control system is done by nervous system also. Nervous system control and coordinate. And the coordination control partly being controlled by the neurotransmitters and some of the hormones, right? Okay. The hormones, let's see, the hormones which control some positive, showing some positive effects, and to counter it some negative effect will be there. Take an example, adrenalines or noradrenalines. If they are showing positive effect, let they increase heartbeat. To control it, another negative part will be the acetylcholine. So acetylcholine decrease heartbeat at the same time. Adrenaline or adrenalines increase heartbeat, and both are being balanced. Okay, so the coordination systems being linked by nervous systems, and it is being supported by hormonal system. So what is the difference between the manner in which the movement takes place in sensitive part and the movement in our legs? See, the movement of our legs, it is a voluntary mechanism, and that is being completely done by voluntary muscle contraction by the help of muscles, bones with nervous system. But in sensitive part, means involuntary parts, no requirement of the bone. muscles, nervous system with hormones. That's the basic difference. Sensitive part is involuntary works, and they follow muscle, because involuntary works takes place in smooth muscles, not in skeletal muscles. Smooth muscle means no bone will be there. They are very smooth and that contain unstriated muscles fiber. There are two types of muscles are there, striated and unstriated. Unstriated is very soft, very smooth. Well, the smooth contain basically smooth work by the help of nervous system and muscles including hormones. Well, so this is about the concept related to control and coordinations. Well, but you have to go through all the hormones and their mechanism and how the hormones is being works and where it being secreted. There are different hormonal glands are there and everything is being controlled by pituitary, and pituitary is being informed by hypothalamus. Hypothalamus to pituitary, pituitary control all hormones. Thyroid, parathyroid, adrenal and gonadotropic hormones, that is released from gonads like testes and ovary. Okay, pancreas is a mesocrine gland which is having both endocrine and exocrine system. So these are the different hormones, hormonal glands present in our body to secrete different hormones and go through it carefully.